name's Marty Jobson, and welcome to my little section of the Global Science Show. Hopefully, this live stream is all working well and you can see me on this camera here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to be showing you something down my microscope here. So what I've got, camera there, microscope here, microscope provided for me by the lovely people at Zeiss. And on top of the microscope, there's another camera here which sees down the microscope that'll allow me to show you stuff. But importantly, I've also got this camera here. So what you can do is you can see what's going on down here, and I'm going to stick myself up there in the corner. So without further ado, let me show you the beastie that I found in my pond this morning. Here it is. It's a little creature there. It's a little sort of green glob of a creature. Which way is it? It's over, where is it? It's down there. No, down that side instead. Over there, that's it. Down there. It's kind of like a little green stick with some tentacles at the end. And basically, it's a little gobbet of jelly. And this thing is related to things like jellyfish. It's a group of creatures called the cnidaria, which has got a silent C, in case you're going to look it up on the internet. And the cnidaria, well, they're very interesting. And in fact, there are three fantastic things about this particular one, which is called a hydra. And basically what it is, it's a little tube. It's stuck down to the plastic dish that I've got there, and then it's got some tentacles and a mouth at the top. And what happens is it waves the tentacles around in the pond, it attaches itself to a leaf, and then if something bumbles into it, it grabs it with the tentacles, all the tentacles wrap around the prey, and it shoves it into its mouth and begins to eat it. But the first amazing things about hydra is how it grabs its prey. It has these specialized cells called nematocysts all over the tentacles. And these things are essentially harpoon guns. And what happens is they've got a little trigger, and when something bumbles into them, the trigger is activated and the harpoon shoots out, goes into the prey, and a neurotoxin is injected into the prey and kills it. It's going slightly out of focus. I'll just have a little bit of a focus. There we go. Focus on its head. So it shoots the neurotoxin in and kills the prey. Now, nematocysts, and they're all over all of the cnidaria family. So you get them in, this is what causes not nettles, but the sting on a jellyfish. It comes from these things. And these things are incredible for one reason, and it's how fast they are. So you can measure the speed at which something gets faster, the acceleration in terms of gravity, or G. Okay, and we're experiencing 1G at the moment. But when one of these nematocysts goes off, it's 5 million G of acceleration, which makes it the fastest accelerating thing in the animal kingdom. It's incredibly fast accelerating. The second cool thing about these things is where it gets its name from. So the hydra, it doesn't get its name from the tentacles. Obviously that's, what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom out a little bit because I've got a few more in there. There's a whole family of them in there. Oh, look, it sort of shrunk back on itself. Hold on, I'll find another one. Actually, that one's there. It's pretty good. I'll zoom into that one again. Here we go. It is behaving itself. Do you see how it kind of pulled itself in? Because it can change shape at will. The reason it's called a hydra, you've got to go back to your Greek mythology. Remember Hercules? Hercules, his 12 labors, and one of them was to kill the Lernaean hydra. When he cut off one of the heads of the hydra, 2 sprang up in place. If you take one of these beasties and you chop it in half, the top half will grow a new bottom half, and the bottom half will grow a new top half. If you cut it in 3, the middle bit will grow a new top and a new bottom, and you'll end up with 3 of them. The third cool thing about hydra is that they are immortal. By which I don't mean that you can't kill them, because clearly I could just squish this thing and it would be dead. But it doesn't seem to age, and we're not quite sure why. And genetically, it doesn't age at all. And obviously, people are quite interested in this because this might tell us something about how they work. If I give them another bit of a poke, or just a tap like this, you can see that it shrinks back in again. Right, hopefully that was interesting. I'm going to try and do more of this microscopy live during maybe the following week. Follow me on Twitter, send me a message, let me know if you thought this was any use to you or if it worked at all. Next up on the Global Science Show, we've got Chris Snowden. I hope you've enjoyed this. My name's been Marty Jobson. Thank you very much. Have a nice rest of your day. Bye-bye.